No problem. Thank you. Uh-huh.
Alright, so we're just going to start. I would like you to brief introductions to all of us, and then we'll step right into questions.
I'm Mike Lee. You can call me Mr. Mike, Coach Mike. I coach basketball, soccer, and baseball, mainly to my kids, on teams, of course, not just to them. I've been in Durham since 1997, after I graduated Alabama A&M, computer science. I've been on the board for 4 years now, and my background is a business, technology, and finance. I think I bring that to the board itself because not everything that we do on the board is an educational decision. A lot of it's business decisions, it's finance, it's technology, things like that. So when I joined the board, there wasn't a lot of that on the board, and so I think that's my position on the board to hold those things down.
Hello, everybody. My name is Pebble Lindsay-Lucas. I actually got my name from the Flintstones. I don't know if you all have watched Pebbles and Bam Bam before, but I always used to like that little girl with that little ball in the top of her head with the bone in there. I'm a native of Durham. I've been here all my life. I'm married. I've been married for 19 years. We have 2 children. My son is already out of high school, not out of college, and we have a daughter who attended New Tech. Now she's in middle college, and after a couple of weeks, she'll be a high school senior. I've been in this community for all my life, born and raised. Also, I'm a graduate of Hillside High School, the old Hillside, yep, Hillside, so I do love Hillside. Also, I'm a graduate of North Carolina Central University twice, and I'm a graduate of Duke University, received my Master of Divinity, and also I received a Master of Education from the University of North Carolina in Wilmington. I've been a proven and dedicated grassroots leader in Durham County for 30 years, been working with youth practically all my life, setting up programs for them, helping children through tough situations and helping kids to get out of problems. I want to be on the board because right now in our district, it's suffering. We have a lot of schools that are not doing too well. You guys probably know about it. I'm real concerned about the suspension rate among the minority students. That's very important to me. And I just want to see kids grow. I think it's important. Every kid should have an opportunity to grow and do the very best that they can be. I don't think you should stay in school for years and not grow up and be a productive citizen in the community. So.
All right, so now we're going to jump right into the first question. It's a pretty broad question, but a little bit more specific as we go. So, how would you change the school system for the better, and what problems are you most interested in? So, whichever one of you wants to answer.
That changes. Could you say that one more time?
Yeah. How would you change the school system for the better, and what problems are you most interested in fixing?
So how would I change the school system for the better? I think we have a situation right now, when we're talking about funding and resources within the schools itself. We have an issue with some of our schools with higher needs not getting the extra funding that they would need. So everybody basically gets the same thing based on the amount of students that they have in their school. But some schools just need a little bit more support. And so I think what I would do, and what we're doing, is we're working on how to equitably distribute the resources based on the needs of the individual schools themselves. Obviously, everyone will get their budget of what they need to be successful, but some schools, some of our higher poverty schools are going to need a little bit more. A little more resources. That could be physical resources and reading recovery, more teachers, whatever it might be, or it could be finance. It could be more books, more workbooks, more paper, things like that. So I would really like to see where we go as it relates to equitably distributing the resources itself. What was the second part of that? The second part of that question one more time?
The second part, what problems are you most interested in fixing?
One of the biggest things, it kind of goes along with this equity thing, is some of our students come to school and haven't eaten. Right now, recently we did free breakfast across the board, all 53 schools, In 13 of our schools right now, they do free lunch. So in 13 of our schools, you come to school, you get free breakfast, free lunch, if you can afford it or not. I want to finish with the 40 more schools. Complete 53 schools that have free breakfast and free lunch. I think if you come to school, you eat, you have a better opportunity of learning, taking something away from school without being focused on your hunger itself. More broadly in the county, we have very high rates of poverty. We have a lot of money in some places, little to no money in places. So I like our schools, if we can, to help address that and provide a solid education for everyone to help to build out of that situation and out of the poverty situation.
Okay. All right. As far as the districts are concerned, it's very important for me. Like, it's super important because students, for you guys coming to school, you all are our number one concern. It would be no district without the students. So how would I fix that? I would like to see some of the top educators, start with administrators. I think Durham Public Schools have already done an outstanding job with hiring our superintendent. I think we off to a great start with our superintendent. But I would like for us to have the highest quality administrators, the highest quality teachers. We need teachers who really care. Teachers who will come in the classroom and just get right in there with you all. We need teachers who could be diverse, teachers who know how to reach you where you are. You heard my educational background. I've had teachers that range from those that put you to sleep, from those who know how to make you laugh and make you learn, to those who are serious about you. I've experienced all of that. I think that it's important for us to make sure we have the top-notch folk around you all so that you can be the best possible students that you can be. That would be one of the things that I want to do, because if you have a district that is crumbling or falling, then changes have to take place. You can't continue to see kids, just thrown out or forgotten about, or, teachers come and not prepared, or teachers come and not concerned, or administrators who are, not doing what we're supposed to do to make sure that we move forward. That's important. What's important for me right now, as it relates to, what was that last part of that question?
The last part?
Yeah, biggest concerns. Yeah.
What interests what problems are you interested in?
Yeah, first one is safety. That's a big issue for me. Safety is big for me. I'm telling you, kids should not have to come to school worried about bullying. They should not have to come to school worried about who is going to bring a gun in our school, who is going to, shoot up our school. You should never have to worry about that. The school should be an environment where you come to learn, where you come to get the education that you need to be productive citizens. Because guess what? One day you guys are going to be doing some of the same things that we're doing. You're going to be teachers, doctors, nurses, lawyers. And if we don't train you all properly, it's not going to happen. So school safety is real, real big for me. The bullying, I just have zero tolerance for that. I don't think kids should come to school and just pick on kids and bother children. I just don't like that. I cannot deal with it. It happened with my daughter, and it kind of did some things to her, caused her to fall into depression. It caused her to, not want to be a part of school anymore because of the things that happened to her. And so I would fight for safety and to make sure that you guys are emotionally, educationally ready, because you have to be fit to learn. So that's important for me right now.
What you about to say?
She would.
I can actually have two questions. My first question is, what can you do as a board member to make sure that students are really prepared for college as throughout high school, not just really concerned about it their junior and senior year?
Yep. Well, it's the board responsibility to hold the superintendent accountable. And so the superintendent is pretty much over the administrators and the teachers. And it goes back to what I stated earlier. We have to make sure that we put the most well-prepared people in position, and people who really want to be there. People who love kids enough to say, I'm going to be here and I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you through your time of weakness, your time when you kind of act up a little bit, and sometimes, grown people hold things against kids when kids get off, but that's what kids do. So I think it starts at the top, and, we just have to hold the superintendent accountable. Yep.
Well, I think what we have to do is, so in high schools, we have a lot of career counselors. People start working on college applications. What do you want to do? It doesn't have to be college. It could be trade, whatever it might be. But I think we have to start that like in the 6th grade. So things change at the 6th grade level, right? So elementary school is one thing, but going into 6th grade, which my son is about to go into, is a way you start saying, you have counselors saying, all right, what is it that you're interested in? Because that's when you start to form these interests. You're turning 11, you start, not that you're grown or anything, but you're actually starting to focus on what you like, maybe outside of athletics. So I think we start with career counselors then. We start saying, okay, what are you good at? What do you want to do? This is what you have to be good at to do that. Start to get that focus in. And if we start there and we start people focusing down these paths and maybe provide paths in school instead of having to go to a specific school because you went to this school, you now go here. If you say, okay, this child is good, I'm good at robotics and mathematics, by the time I get to high school, maybe I should be going to Riverside for their engineering. So we as a district can say, okay, this young lady is really good. Let's make sure she has a pathway to get to Riverside. She's great at dance. She's going to be a great dancer. Let's make sure she has a pathway to better her chances getting a DSA or some other arts program so where she could do that. Right, so let's just start in the 6th grade talking about career and college or even trade. You might not want to go to college. Talk about trade and career stuff starting in the 6th grade. Yeah.
What will you all do to make sure that the students are actually being involved in the decisions that you all are making?
So previously what our superintendent had, and I think our new superintendent is actually starting to put together now, is a student advisory council, right? And so with most of the things that come to us for decisions comes from the superintendent, and we kind of review it. And so he has to be informed by a constituency, which is the students. That's his constituency. And his decisions need to be based on that, truly. Not just a show saying, oh, I met with the kids, but we're going to go this way. I think the students' voices are just as important, if not more important than everyone else's. We have to do right by the students in order to make the right decisions, So I think a more robust student advisory council to the superintendent, I think that would be a good way to start that.
Yep. I was just going to also say that I know that student voices are important, and I think a good place to start would be, since we have a new superintendent and these type of conversations have been brought up, I think it would be a good opportunity for the superintendent to actually meet with students, to hear your voices. Not just through some survey where, the superintendent will never get to see your face, your eyes, your voice, hear your voice or anything like that, but where you actually have a chance, just like you're doing us today, have an opportunity to sit with the superintendent so that he would know of your concerns. That's very important.